Vince Staples did not make Crybaby to comfort anybody. This is not one of those albums where an artist looks at the world and says, everything is bad, everything is fucked up, but y'all, we gonna be all right. And that's no shade to Kendrick because even he didn't write that song with those intentions. It just became that. But Vince looked around at America, looked at the way Black pain gets packaged, sold, restricted, debated, misunderstood, and consumed. And instead of giving us hope, he gave us exhaustion. Because Crybaby isn't just about racism. It's not just about police brutality. It's not just about America's hypocrisy. It's about what happens when a country creates the conditions for Black suffering and then profits from the art that comes from that suffering. And that's why this album is so much deeper than some people are going to give it credit for. Even the conversation around the album proves its point. People automatically heard the guitars and immediately started calling it punk rock. Vince quickly pushed back on that notion though. Why? Because the second Black music doesn't fit neatly into what people expect from hip hop, people start trying to rename it, reclassifying it, and moving it somewhere else. And even I can't lie, I initially thought the same thing. But people seem to forget that Black artists have been the foundation of American music from the very beginning. So before we even get into the lyrics, the album is already proving itself right. So let's start with Blackberry Marmalade. This song throws you directly into the experience of being Black in America. Racism, cultural exploitation, police violence, the reality that existing can sometimes feel dangerous. The music video drove that point home so effectively that YouTube age restricted it less than 24 hours after release. And Vince's response was simple: our children deserve the truth. And that might be the key to the entire album, because throughout Crybaby, Vince keeps asking who gets to tell the truth, who gets protected from the truth, and who benefits when the truth gets hidden. Then we get Go Go Gorilla, a deliberately uncomfortable title. Historically, Black people have been compared to animals as a tool of dehumanization. Vince flips that imagery back on the listener and continues the album's examination of racism and police brutality. So, if Blackberry Marmalade is about the danger of being Black in America, Go Go Gorilla is about how society justifies that danger by refusing to see Black people as fully human. Then comes White Flag. Now, this is where the album shifts emotionally for me because this song isn't really about surrender. It's about exhaustion. Vince understands that fighting for change starts with love. You want better because you care about your people, but caring is heavy. Once you see the system clearly, you can't unsee it. And eventually you start asking yourself, how much can one person carry? That white flag isn't necessarily surrendering to injustice. It's surrendering to the belief that one person can fix everything. From there, we move into The Running Man and TV Guide. These songs work together. The Running Man compares America to the dystopian film where survival becomes entertainment. People suffer, people struggle, people protest, people die, and society just watches, comments on it, debates it, turns it into content, and then move on to the next thing. What makes this metaphor even stronger is Vince's own relationship with television. Remember, Vince created and starred in The Vince Staples Show on Netflix. He's experienced firsthand what it means to be packaged, marketed, and consumed by an audience. He understands what it feels like to be the person on the screen and the person watching the screen. So when Vince compares America to a giant game show built around survival, he's not speaking as an outsider looking in. He's speaking as someone who understands how entertainment works, how stories get packaged, how people get reduced to content, how pain becomes programming. Then TV Guide expands that idea into media itself. Television becomes a symbol for mass media, algorithms, social media, news cycles, and propaganda. Vince is warning us that if we're not careful, somebody else will shape how we see the world. And that's especially important when we're talking about how Black people are portrayed. Beyonce told us on Cowboy Carter, whoever controls the media controls the mind. But by this point, Vince has walked us through racism, police brutality, dehumanization, activism fatigue, entertainment culture, and media manipulation. Then he arrives at Only in America. This feels like the thesis statement here. America loves to market itself as the land of the free, the land of opportunity and dreams. But Vince again has another simple question: freedom for who? Because America's history tells a very different story. I'm talking about native displacement, slavery, segregation, systemic inequality. So when Vince says, God bless the USA, it doesn't sound patriotic. It sounds ironic, right? Because only in America can a country sell freedom while creating systems that keep people trapped. Only in America can Black suffering be treated like history while it's still happening in real time. Then comes Do You Know the Devil? This is where the album becomes personal. The devil isn't just evil, the devil is the machine, the devil is the industry, the system that profits from artists while consuming them. Vince sounds like someone who understands that the music industry doesn't just sell music, it sells pain, it sells rebellion, it sells identity, it sells trauma. And that's where the album's biggest idea starts becoming impossible to ignore. Because throughout the project, Vince keeps showing us the same cycle. Black people experience pain. That pain becomes art. That art becomes product. The product becomes profit. And the system keeps moving. Which finally brings us to what I believe is the most important song on the album, Cotton. Not because it's the best song, not because it's the catchiest, but because it's the song that unlocks everything else. Cotton is one of the most powerful metaphors Vince has ever used. Historically, cotton was the crop America harvested through Black labor. Vince argues that today, Black pain has become the new crop. The trauma, the stories, the survival, the music, the image, the struggle. Everything can be packaged and sold. That's why the song is so devastating, because Black art is often born from survival. People turn pain into music because it's the only way to process what they've lived through. But once that pain becomes art, the system can now monetize it, sell it, stream it, market it, debate it, and demand more of it. That's why the dance for me refrain hits so hard. It reduces the entire relationship between Black artists and entertainment down to one command: perform, entertain, bleed, now repeat it. And suddenly, every song on Crybaby starts connecting. Blackberry Marmalade shows the danger, Go Go Gorilla shows the dehumanization, White Flag shows the exhaustion, The Running Man shows the suffering becomes entertainment, TV Guide shows how the story gets controlled. Only in America exposes the hypocrisy. Do You Know the Devil points to the machine? But Cotton? Cotton explains why all of it continues. Because there is profit in the pain. There is profit in the performance. There is profit in the story. There is profit in the survival. Then the album closes with 7 in the morning. And after everything we've heard, Vince doesn't give us a victory lap. You thought you were going to get some roses and some hugs and some kisses, huh? No, nope, not at all. He gives us another day, another news cycle, another tragedy, another morning. People wake up, scroll past suffering, and keep moving. Not because they don't care, but because the world has made caring feel impossible to sustain. And that's why Crybaby is such a powerful album. It's not just a political album, it's not just a social commentary album. It's Vince Staples tracing a line from slavery to media, from police violence to entertainment, from Black labor to Black trauma, from cotton fields to record labels. And that's why Cotton is the most important song on the album to me, because it's the song that reveals what Vince believes is happening underneath everything else. America doesn't just profit from Black labor, it has found new ways to profit from Black stories, Black culture, Black trauma, and Black survival. And Vince is asking us a question that becomes harder to answer the longer you sit with this album. When we say we love the art, are we appreciating the artist? Or are we just asking them to keep bleeding for our entertainment? And cousins, that's what makes Crybaby one of Vince Staples' most important albums to date.
Hey cousin, who you chillin' with?
I'm chillin' with MONIE.